The Underground Railroad is controversial and often misunderstood. Most of what we know about fugitive slaves comes from reminiscences of people later on, which are interesting, but often not 100% reliable. The earliest writings on it tended to greatly exaggerate it. They had maps with clear routes. No, it wasn't like that. The way to think about it is these local groups that assisted fugitive slaves, they were in communication with each other, so fugitives could be sent from one to the other. But it wasn't a fixed system, it wasn't a set organization. If anyone founded the Underground Railroad, it was David Ruggles, because he created an organization called the New York Vigilance Committee, which was a mostly black organization with some white support as well. Its primary aim at first was to defend black people against kidnapping. There were kidnap gangs on the streets of New York and Philadelphia. Particularly, they would grab children, just nabbed off the street and taken to a boat and shipped off and sold into slavery. It was a very courageous act to try to escape, but they kind of knew that there were people out there who could help fugitive slaves. Sidney Howard Gay is very important to me in my work on the Underground Railroad. He was the editor of a weekly newspaper in New York City called the National Anti-Slavery Standard, but he also was using his office as a place to help fugitive slaves. In 1855, 1856, he kept a record. He called it the Record of Fugitives, and he kept information about over 200 men, women, and children, slaves who passed through New York City and who he was giving help to. He was a journalist. He wrote down their stories, who they were, where they came from, who owned them. He even kept a record of how much money he spent, $8 for a train ticket to Albany, that kind of thing. And that's why you don't have a lot of documents like this, because you're basically recording actions which could land you in jail if anyone found it. We like to think of the United States, as it was in many ways, as a place where people would come to gain freedom. Here are thousands of people who have to leave the United States to get freedom. They cannot enjoy freedom here. It's in Canada that they can enjoy freedom. That's not our normal picture of the United States as a place you have to leave in order to really enjoy liberty. This was a moment where you had black and white Americans working together in the cause of freedom. These are tales of really remarkable courage.